Loomis, California, rural yet luxury living. Today, we're going to be reviewing living in Loomis, California. So if you guys are thinking about moving into the area or you already live in the area but want to maybe learn something new, let's get into it. It's going to be a great video today, guys. Hey everybody, welcome to Sacramento's Real Estate Channel, where we talk everything there is to know about the brand new builds and of course, what there is to do here in Sacramento. If you've been thinking about making a move to the area, subscribe to the channel. And just so you know, we go live every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. We'll see you there. All right, guys, super excited to have you on today. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about living in Loomis. If you're watching this video after the fact, we go live every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. covering all of the local content, or I should say all of the local areas around Sacramento, California. And Loomis is just exactly one of those places that we definitely need to do a deep dive into. It's a town that I get a lot of requests about. And it's honestly been a really hot area. It is a little bit different. So Loomis, California, if you're not familiar with it, it's definitely small town feel, more of rural living on some parts of town, but you also have just magnificent estate properties. I mean, we're talking, you can get homes here, 4,000, 5,000 or more square feet, multi-million-dollar luxury estates, you know, sitting on private lakes or ponds or having acreage. So it really is one of those areas that offers a lot of diversity, especially if you are someone who likes a little bit of land in between properties. You want that separation, but you still want to be close enough to local amenities for shopping or things of that nature. So today we're going to be covering that. I'm going to be reviewing kind of what's local in Loomis, what to expect if you're thinking about moving to Loomis, or really just want to get an idea of what the vibe is like in Loomis, California. So again, that rural living, you could see properties with horses or even kind of almost like a farm feel. There's properties on hillside. It is kind of the foothills here, or the beginning of the foothills, I should say. Mainly you're located near Highway 80 here in Loomis, California, and it's got a pretty vast expansion of areas it could cover. So I will bring it up here, just kind of show you the map. So here we are in proximity. You can see here, it kind of gets split by Highway 50 right in the middle there. And as we're going through this video, I'd love to hear from you guys. I got Elena here, one of our partners, excited for the video. But if you guys have questions about Loomis or are thinking about other parts of living in Sacramento, I know we have a lot of people joining us from different cities, even states at times, and thinking about moving into the general Sacramento area. So I'd love to hear from you. If you guys are coming from somewhere out of town, let me know down below. We'd love to hear from you and see where you guys are coming from. So again, you're in Loomis here. You're kind of split down the middle, 50-50 here. And I will say Google here is not really giving an accurate representation of the map of Loomis. In fact, I would say that maybe even Zillow does it a little bit better. If you could see here, Loomis on this map actually shows it, cross-pollinating almost with Granite Bay over here. But you can see here, it definitely tucks up on the Folsom Lake, on the northern part of Folsom Lake, where you have the North Fork American River kind of flowing in. And this is actually a beautiful part of the lake, especially if you have a boat and you want something a little bit more serene, off the beaten path where most people don't go. This is a very cool area, especially it turns into a 5-mile-per-hour zone. So if you're looking to swim somewhere without all the waves, now that the temperature is warming up here in Sacramento, that's a really cool place. I've taken my boat there a bunch of times. A lot of people go fishing up here, but I will not give you the secret spots. So you have to contact me on that one. But anyways, just to show you guys, I mean, the pricing can vary quite a bit here in Loomis. I mean, especially in this part. Again, you got homes here. There's one pushing $5 million right there, $800,000. And 1.3 million. So the pricing can definitely vary here. Of course, you could get more affordable properties if you're looking for just more of a farmhouse style home with a little bit of land. You can definitely get that, let's say $500,000-$600,000. But, just to kind of show you, your average sold price here in Loomis is about 1.03 million as of last month. So that's actually average sold price. So stuff that's actually sold for a little over $1 million is the average sold price. Median sold price is going to be about $820,000. So that's going to be kind of your middle price. So you can see there, and it kind of goes true with these pricing. Now, with Loomis in particular, I mean, you can easily see homes go into you know, that the $2-3 million mark, no problem. I see that all the time. So just keep that in mind. Just really depending what you want and what kind of feel you want. So pricing can vary here, and we'll kind of go into some of the neighborhoods as we go along. I'll show you guys some of the more higher affluent communities that, you know, I like the finer things. So I am going to review a few of those higher end communities that really have that privacy and really that luxury feel to them that some people in the higher price points, especially moving in from maybe the Bay Area, where they kind of just want that, I guess, serenity, that separate living, a little bit more higher scale of community. I'm going to show you guys that in this video as well. So Loomis, again, it's Placer County. So county changes a little bit. You are Placer County. Again, it's small town feel, a little bit rural, but again, it really has these nice luxury high-end properties. I mean, literally some of the best properties, I would say, in Sacramento region. You know, a lot of the times we talk about, especially on this channel, I've mentioned places like Folsom, El Dorado Hills, maybe Shingle Springs get a little bit more rural when you're going up Highway 50. But on this one, if you're going up Highway 80, some of the more prominent areas in this area would be, you know, Granite Bay. Loomis would be a great contender. You have Rockland, parts of Rockland that offer this as well. So it's a beautiful area. Now, with that being said, I do want to kind of review some of the cool things about Loomis. Now, in Loomis, you have Old Town Loomis, or some people might call it downtown or historic Loomis. But Old Town Loomis is super cool. This is really a place where you want to come and hang out. It's got a lot of history to it. As far as I understand, that even when you're walking through, it looks like Loomis was really well known to be a fruit packing plant. You can see the railroad runs through there in Old Town Loomis. Now, it is just like a short drive through. I believe it's Taylor Road right there. Some of the restaurants I really love. There's a few coffee shops, but I really love Il Pizzaiolo. That's an awesome, real Italian style wood-fired pizza. And I know some of my friends that might be watching this are already, you know, drooling a little bit, but that is an amazing place for pizza or just a date night. We actually did a video review with them one time, so big shout out to the owners. But really good Italian style food, mainly again for their kind of Napoli style pizzas. And of course you can get pasta, and I would highly recommend the garlic bread. So really beautiful place. Now, over there, you got a few coffee shops. The new coffee shops recently opened, but if you're looking for something a little bit different, just kind of walk around and eat, I would highly recommend High Hand Nursery. That's a great place to just go get brunch at. Now, they do have shorter hours for the cafe, so you definitely want to make a reservation or get there early, but cute little spot to do a little brunch. But also they have a nursery attached to it. So if you're looking for plants or just want to walk through, I mean, I'm kid you not, it's like the Garden of Eden over there. They got a koi pond, a bunch of mature trees. It really is a cool spot, especially now with spring, everything blooming. Highly recommend that. So Old Town Loomis, definitely give it a go and a tryout on that one. Definitely a cool place to hang out. Now, speaking of Old Town Loomis, there's a lot of people that still live around here. You'll see smaller homes around here, kind of mixed in around that area. I actually had a friend that lived around there. I was texting him before the show, and I said, hey, was there anything that you just didn't like about that location? And he said that Taylor Road right there, it gets jam-packed with traffic because of the school. You got Del Oro High School not far from here. And of course, just a lot of people driving through there. During traffic hours, it gets really congested and busy. Also, if you're going to be living near Old Town Loomis at all, even though it is cool, it's nice to be able to walk to a coffee shop and things of that nature. The one downside would also be that the Highway 80 is relatively close. And maybe I could show it to you right here. Let's see if I can pick it up. So it's going to be right about here. And you got Highway 80 relatively close, so you may not want that noise. You definitely will hear that noise. And again, back to referencing High Hand Nursery right there, that's the cafe. And of course, right around here is where you get some great food options. So just keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to shopping, you also have Rayleigh's over here. This is going to be kind of your main little plaza for Loomis off Horseshoe Bar Road. There's a few little places, you know, kind of Taco Bell basic stuff in there. I used to work at Taco Bell, so big shout out to Taco Bell. It made me the man who I am today. Always with humble beginnings. But Rayleigh's right there, great little shopping center. And again, Horseshoe Bar Road is going to be kind of your main little exit for Loomis. Now, that being said, Loomis does not have a ton of shopping, right? One thing you might want to consider is that you're probably going to drive a little bit to get to your main shopping quarters. For instance, like here in Rockland and Roseville, which is going to be Galleria Mall right down here. But again, if you're living in Loomis, I mean, it's just a few back roads and get on Highway 80 and it's just a short commute. Really not that big of a deal, in my opinion. I've considered living in Loomis a ton of times, still plan to one day maybe buy my 5-acre property out there. But I love Loomis. And again, this depiction, this highlight on Loomis is not accurate because it definitely veers off into other parts of Loomis over here. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and I'll cover that here in a little bit. Now, when it comes to shopping, what you might want to consider is right here, just on the corner of it is going to be Rockland. And right here, there's a huge shopping center. You got Walmart, Target, Ross. I think you have TJ Maxx over there, Trader Joe's for sure, Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out, Fire Wings, Beach Hut Deli, a bunch of like a plethora of places to eat, Chipotle, gas stations, Bass Pro Shop. So if you're into hunting, fishing like I am, that's a great place. You know, you get your boat serviced over there or whatnot, especially for coming up lake season. So that's going to be kind of your main shopping. Now, I know, again, it's not Loomis, but it's so border close to Loomis that this, I think, would be a great place to know as far as it's going to be your main shopping or quick access to kind of big, you know, stores like Target and Walmart, as I've mentioned. So that's something I would kind of keep on the radar. Again, it is just a short drive, you know, from here. Like my office was in the Rockland Loomis border, so I know this area very well. I've driven through here a ton. It's really not a big deal to drive down Highway 80, plop over to 65, and you're kind of near Costco, all the main shopping centers right around there. You know, 10, 15 minutes, depending where you are in Loomis. Not a big deal. Traffic hour would definitely get a little bit, I'm not going to lie, during traffic hour, it's just starting to get bad in Sacramento in general, but especially here on Highway 80 near the 65 intersection, this area just always tends to get bad in general, regardless. So if you're going to be in Rockland, Loomis, anywhere of this sector at all, just avoid it during traffic hour is my kind of advice to you. So again, that's just a little bit of that when it comes to shopping and kind of what's around Loomis. Again, it is a little bit rural, so stuff is a little bit more spread out, but that's why people love Loomis, is because it's not too far. You're not driving up into, let's say, Newcastle, Auburn, or even further up north, and you're still close enough. You're still getting that foothill feel. There's still properties with hillside views, maybe even some beautiful views. Actually, I am linking a video of a luxury estate we did for around $5 million. It's going to be in the description down below. You should highly check it out. But it shows you some of the amazing views that you can have of Folsom Lake here in Loomis, California, which a lot of people don't consider like, whoa, that's Loomis. And technically, yes, it is. So you have beautiful estates like that. So make sure to check out that video down below. Highly recommend it. Of course, in regards to living here in Loomis. So I do want to bring up some questions. I know some people are hopping on. And again, if you guys do have questions about living in Loomis or have some comments, I would love to hear from you. I do have here Brandon Leon. I hate road noise. Big shout out to Brandon. He has a YouTube channel as well. If you guys are looking for information, especially in regards to Rockland and Roseville, they do a great job of that. I agree with the road noise, especially when you are living kind of more rural feel like Loomis is. You would expect to have that quiet, more peaceful living, which is really why people want to buy here, is kind of that away from the city life, but still close enough if you need to work and commute. That's really why I love it. And it's not too far off the beaten path, right? But again, when you have road noise consistently or highway noise, it really kind of takes away that effect of that serenity. So I do see someone, Priscilla Johns, actually saying, are there any new builds in Loomis? So I'm actually going to be covering that too. We're going to review some of the resale communities, but I'm also going to be bringing up new builds. In fact, while I'm on this topic, I should probably just bring it up. Let me just switch over here. So I'm going to talk about this brand new community. This is actually one that we're probably going to be bringing on the channel in a little bit, but we just haven't been able to cover yet because it's so new. So this is going to be a new Black Pine community. It's called Harvest. Now, Harvest by Black Pine, we've sold a few of their homes. They actually had a community in Rockland, still do. I think they just have a few smaller homes left over there, but Harvest by Black Pine, they don't have any model homes, so I wouldn't expect to just drive by there and take a look at these homes. But what you can do is request a private tour. In fact, I'm going to be out there this week meeting with the representatives, taking a tour of some of these. But I just want to show you guys kind of what's available here, kind of give you the vibe of these homes. So they're kind of going with They called this one Santa Barbara. So you kind of have that, again, that Mediterranean, maybe Tuscany style here a little bit. Modern farmhouse. You see that you're starting to see a lot of that in Loomis on the higher end homes. And again, you got another elevation right here. So some of their floor plans just kind of give you guys an idea. These homes are going to be starting in the high 800s price point. So a little bit higher in the price point. They're going to be anywhere from 2,454 square feet up to over 2,900 square feet. So basically 2,500 to pushing 3,000 square feet. Now the lot square foot sizes are going to be more or less around 12,000 square feet, as has been noted to me. There is going to be an HOA. It's not terrible. It's going to be about $177 a month, and that's going to be covering the common areas in this community. It is a small community. There's not going to be a ton of homes. I think if I remember correctly, maybe 22 homes or so here. So not a ton of homes. So make sure you get in on one. And then also there's going to be a community park there. So nice area. This is, as far as it's been noted to me, it's going to be on the northern side of Loomis. As I was talking about, that older historic Folsom is going to be north of that. And then Mellorees are going to be running around $4,300 a year. So if I'm not mistaken, that's right around $300 or a little bit more per month on the Mellorees. So those are going to be nice. Again, starting in the upper 800s, moving into the 900s. So if you want to get into Loomis under $1 million, brand new. Black Pine in general, they offer a lot of nice finishes. So as a builder, if you do want to pick some of your upgrades, they do some nice finishes. We actually sold one of their properties in Rockland earlier last year, I believe it was, and I think they were very happy with the product. So again, quick review of new builds. Ended up reviewing that sooner than I thought, but here we go. This is what we're here for, the people, right? So let me switch over here and get this going back. So now let's talk about some of the resale here in Loomis. Just give me a second. I'm going to remove this. And there we go. So let's talk about some of the resale. So some of the higher end communities here that I really want to cover that you might want to consider is going to be Sterling Point. So when I mentioned that community that I'm going to be talking about in the link down below, about 5 million, Sterling Point is this off the beaten path community. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is closer to Folsom Lake on the northern side. It's basically on the northern side of Granite Bay, hugging Folsom Lake, and really it's a stellar community. There is a HOA there, I believe, but it's not gated as an overall community. But a lot of the homes here are separated. You can easily see homes here from 1 to 3, 4 acres. You can drive through here because it's not gated, but each home basically is gated on its own. You'll see some beautiful estates here. So they have their own gate for their property, just really gorgeous custom homes on a lot of them. So I'd highly recommend driving that. But one really nice thing about Sterling Point, or living in Sterling Point, is on the eastern side of it, there's a Sterling Point Equestrian Center. So basically there's a horse staging area. You could drive right there. There's plenty of space. If you have a truck with the trailer and your horses, there's an unloading zone right there. You can get on your horse, and literally there's a ton of horse trails and hiking trails. And right now everything is green and beautiful. It's just surrounded by mature oak trees. You can hop off right there and just hike towards the lake or get in towards the lake, and there's trails. I mean, it's endless. It's a really beautiful area. I've been there multiple times myself. Highly recommend. And if you watch that video that I've linked down below, it will show you maybe a little bit of features on that. So highly recommend Sterling Point. Beautiful community to look out for. Now I'm going to go through these really quickly. And another one is Clos du Lac. Probably not saying that right, but it's Clos du Lac. That's a gated community, really close. Now, this is another highly affluent community. A lot of these homes, again, it's going to be in a gated community. There's going to be lined with vineyards, Mediterranean, Tuscan-style homes. There is a small little lake over there. Some of them back it up. But there's going to be an HOA, but you're in kind of a community that's got this very vineyard vibe. So it feels almost like you're in wine country here in Loomis. It's very cool. Very high end. A lot of the homes, some of the ones that I've seen even listed recently in this community, are pushing 2 million. I would say 1.7 million is the last one I saw. Pushing 2 million, maybe even a little bit over 2 million, depending on the estate. So just really beautiful homes here. And Sterling Point's right here, and Clos du Lac is just nearby. So another really high-end affluent community that I would strongly consider if you are in that price point or able to afford that price point. Now, another community I would consider is St. Francis Woods. That's going to be another gated community, lakefront properties here as well. That's going to be closer to the Rockland side, but really beautiful community as well. And then another one is Sierra de Montserrat, which is a kind of a unique community. That one has, I believe it's a 322 acre subdivision with about 62 home sites. So really beautiful. And a lot of the home sites here have about 4.5 acres in size. Also, they have some vineyards there as well. So really prestigious communities here if you're looking for something a little bit more highly affluent. Now, again, most of these properties are going to be probably anywhere from 1.5 to 2 to $2.5 million, depending on the estate and the views, and of course the amenities that the individual estate has. We're probably in the future months going to be coming out with videos on these specific communities, so I don't want to get too much into the details here, but if you can drive by or get a tour, I can tell you right now, you will be amazed that Loomis even offers properties like this. I mean, literally, when I started in real estate and we were looking at some of these properties, I was amazed because, you know, I grew up in Rockland. I grew up on the border here of Loomis. So I saw a lot of this, you know, just driving through back roads, this and that. But the reality is just driving through for a couple hours or here and there and not really getting into the communities, you just really don't know exactly what it has to offer. So Loomis, I think, is one of those places that, especially for people moving in from out of town or outside the Sacramento region, they don't really realize how much it has to offer or how beautiful it is, right? They might think, oh, it's like some rural farmland type of properties, but it really has some highly estate properties here that are just absolutely gorgeous. So if you agree with me, give this video a thumbs up. I'd like to hear from you guys, your thoughts on Loomis. Do you like it? What don't you like about Loomis? Would love to hear from you. Someone wrote, I will watch the video after the live. Awesome. Really happy to hear that. So what else can I tell you about living in Loomis? Well, again, it's one of those areas that I think kind of falls under the radar of a lot of people that don't really consider that they can get really high-end, you know, couple thousand square foot homes here, but they can also get more entry-level farm style homes. You know, we had a client that recently was buying a property for about $600K with about an acre. So you can, there's a lot of older properties here as well that, you know, were just passed down through generations that might have a few acres. So if you're considering something like that to either remodel the property, make it your own, maybe add on another ADU, additional dwelling unit, or even a second property on this land, you can do that with a lot of these. Now, one thing with Loomis too is some of these properties may be on well water, so keep that in mind, especially when you're doing inspections and different things like that. You also, if you're close enough to the foothills here, you might want to consider your home insurance premium because it may be higher if you're especially near a forested area. They're charging a lot higher premiums for that, so keep that in mind. Now, if Loomis is maybe not fitting the bill for you, or you know, with the low inventory right now, there's just not a ton of homes. You're not finding what you're looking for in particular, but you still kind of want that separated feel. Some areas that I would consider outside of Loomis, again, as I mentioned, is going to be Rockland, Granite Bay. You're going to be pushing a little bit higher in price point on most homes. An area that's a little bit further up north that I would strongly consider and would personally consider would be Penryn, Newcastle, Lincoln, and even up towards Auburn. So if you want to go even further than that, maybe you can consider places like Grass Valley or Cool if you really want that separated rural living. So those are just some areas that I look out for, and probably in future months I'll be even reviewing those as well. And if you guys would like me to push out a video on one of those areas to go a little bit more depth, you can comment down below even after this live stream is done, and I'd be happy to look into that. I review all my comments myself, and so I'd be happy to see something from you guys if you're looking for a specific community or specific details. And always, guys, if you're thinking about moving into Loomis, if you're thinking about even moving into the greater Sacramento area, reach out to me, my team down below. Our information is right there. You can give us a quick email, set up a consultation with us. I'd be happy to have this conversation with you face-to-face over a Zoom call or even over a quick phone call, just to kind of give you a lay of the land, or, you know, let you know if Loomis is a good fit for you or not, or maybe even offer a few more opportunities for you that might fit you and your family with a better suit. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this video so far. You know, it's a lot that I can give you on Loomis, but I think for now this is enough to just digest. Remember to watch that luxury tour down below. I think you guys will be amazed and absolutely astounded at what type of properties Loomis has to offer. And of course, if you guys are considering a new build in Loomis as well, reach out to us down below. We'd be happy to set up that tour for you. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful spring weather that we're having here in Sacramento. We just went on a walk right before this along the American River Parkway. It is just in the 70s, beautiful weather, birds flying all around, and of course it's blooming. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Remember to hit that like button and comment down below. Also share this with someone that you might think would benefit on moving into Loomis or learn a little bit more about Loomis. But thanks so much guys for subscribing to the channel and helping us out. We really appreciate you. And again, let me know if there's any way that we can help you out in regards to your real estate needs. But for now, my name is Sam with Golovey Real Estate. Thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you on next week's live stream. Take care.